Alright guys, we're going to try to do something like super quick because I have no time here. My wife is on the way. That car right there could be her coming in the door. So we're going to test Aztec Sacrifice. I think I've talked about it a few times on the show. I don't think that. I know I have. This is one of my favorite beers here in North County, San Diego. Open this up. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Logitech Cam, for whatever the hell you think you're doing. But anyways, so it's open. Pour it out. We'll pour it gently because I happen to know that pouring this beer violently typically results in a big head. So, let me set this down so you can see this. As you can see, there's a red wall behind me. And this is a red IPA, I believe. Yes, I know it's a red IPA. I don't even know why I had to look. You can see the red wall behind me and the similarity in the color of this beer. The lighting here makes it harder for you to notice the transparencies in what's going on here. But on the nose, definitely hops, a little bit citrusy. Man, it smells good. You pick up the hop and the malt characteristics. Remember, this is a red, and I contend, contrary to what some of the other beer connoisseurs around here contend, reds tend to have kind of a malty characteristic to them. So let's taste it. 2 types of tasting. Told you before. We're going to sip it, and then we'll take a man's drink. So let's sip this first. And so, that way, we get basically on the attack phase, we're picking up that malt characteristic and whatnot. And then the hops kind of attack as the beer is sliding back on your palate a little bit. On the back of your tongue, you feel it. But the overall, it finishes off with a malty characteristic to it. And I think I've had red IPAs. I had one tonight that I think is comparable, but we'll talk about that on another episode. This is a good beer. I think this is kind of what I want from the reds. And you have your Irish Killian's Red and stuff like that. And I tend to think that kind of beer is a little bit less hoppy and characteristic. Definitely on the smell, you get the hops and citrusy kind of aromas to this, but it's blended very, very nicely with red, which I think is a great thing with red IPA. And there's a few that are worthy of talking about. I've tried tonight, like I mentioned. I had one from the Belching Beaver named Blushing Beaver. And Green Flash does one called Hop Red IPA. Very, very good. And I'm not sure what it is about this one particularly that I like more. It may be there's a little bit less hop characteristic and a little bit more malt characteristic. I'm a hop guy. I like hoppy beers, but this blends very well. So let's go ahead and take a regular drink out of this and see what we get. Oh, man. Man, I love this beer. Look, if I've said it 100 times, turn the bottle, I'm sure. Look, it's backwards on there. Aztec, Sacrifice. This is going places, man. I talked to a guy last night that said Aztec shipped out to Hong Kong and a couple other places around the country, Maryland, something like that. And this is good beer. Taking a big drink, what you get, even though you still pick up that same characteristic I talked about when it was being sipped, imagine that being blended on your tongue now because you're taking a big drink of it. So instead of the very, very separate phases of hop attack, malt finish, you're getting more of a... I actually detect a little bit more on my palate as I've been sitting here, a little bit more hop bitterness to this than originally I was detecting with the sip. And I'm going to be honest with you. Aztec, I don't sip this beer. I drink it. I try to drink as much as I can, as quick as I can, because the faster I drink it, the faster I can get back home to my wife, and she might not notice. Except she always does, because she controls a bank account. Anyways, guys, good beer. Aztec Sacrifice. You know, no surprises here to anyone tonight. As I was saying, I did try another red, so at this point in the evening, I've had quite a few beers already. But I can tell you, beer or not, intoxicated or not, this is a good beer. It's one of my favorite ones here in the North County area. So if you're in San Diego, please get to Aztec. They're shipping around. I see this stuff. This is in a bottle. I didn't buy this at the brewery tonight. I bought this over at one of the liquor stores right here in my town, Vista. So it can be found around, and I highly recommend it. Till next time, guys, keep brewing.